immediate past chief of army staff, Buratai, says his successor, Ibrahim Attahiru, was on the verge of making the nation proud before his tragic death. Mr. Buratai, an ambassador designate, in his tribute to late Mr. Attahiru, said he was making tremendous progress in the counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism efforts when the tragedy occurred. He described the incident as a tragic to all Nigerians and peace-loving people, adding that Mr. Attahiru and the officers that died with him were top-level officers whose records of service were meritorious. According to him, the unfortunate incident deeply saddens him as it robbed Nigeria of the service of Mr. Attahiru, who had left no one in doubt as regards his determination to succeed in the various military operations across the country. He was on the verge of making the nation proud in the counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism efforts when this tragedy occurred. I do not doubt his ability, as he had served under me in various capacities and was well grounded for the job with active support and collaboration of his colleagues. I was deeply shocked and saddened by the news of the passing away of my immediate successor, Mr. Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, the acting chief of Ministry of Military Intelligence, acting provost marshal army, his chief of staff, and the ADC and the acting deputy director finance in the office of the COS, is orderly, as well as the pilots and crew in an air crash on May 21st at Kaduna Airport. I would like to, on behalf of my family, reiterate my deepest sympathy and condolences to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the families of the deceased, the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Air Staff, gallant officers, soldiers, and airmen of the Armed Forces of Nigeria over the passing away of these courageous, loyal, and patriotic Nigerians in line of duty, he said. Mr. Buratai urged the armed forces to close ranks and make sure that the legacy of the officers lives on by consolidating on the gains made in the various operations. According to him, they gave their lives in the line of duty and patriotic service to the nation. My thoughts and prayers are with the families of these great heroes. May the Almighty Allah grant them eternal rest, he said. Almighty Allah grants them eternal rest. It's really painful, and it's really painful. And the only person everybody is calling, because he's at least is their leader. He was their leader in that plane, and is the Attahiru. But the rest people, of course, it's so painful. Even if their names are not really too popular like that, but mean that he was the chief of army staff. His name has been ringing here and there. It's just a pity that what happened really happened. Though they said they are still investigating, they've given us the reason why it happened, but they still want to investigate. They say it happened as a result of a bad weather, but a lot of people are not keen into that. Of course, what Buratai has said is what is expected of him. He said, he would have he was on the verge of making Nigeria proud, and Nigerians are asking, why didn't you make Nigeria proud? Well, it is what it is, and he has said what he has to say. He must say something. That's what I feel. But let's hear what Nigerians are saying. But unfortunately, the families and the country at large, we've really lost. It was just a Black Friday, just like people have been talking about. Wow, that couldn't. He was on the verge of making progress and making Nigeria proud. That you couldn't for years. You had the opportunity. What did you do? You played sentiment with it, violating the Nigerian Army rules and conducts. Why won't you celebrate him after death, when all your plans has come to pass? Hey, you will all reap all the fruits of your evil deeds very soon. This kind of government is something else. The wrath of God will visit all of you and your generation to come. This person be a vessel. Well, you have disappointed us. You've disqualified yourself from the list of the people who were refer as our leader's statement. You are a failure to the people of my state. Okay, somebody is talking to Attahiru. Not Attahiru, I mean a Buratai. Well, he was anxious to make not to fight as a soldier, wait as a born citizen of Maiduguri. He supposed mention members of Boko Haram if he was innocent. True. Well, make I eat my Sunday rice in peace. We need God seriously. Our leaders and politicians have done more harm than good. Let's forget religion and pray for our dear country. Wouldn't it be? He didn't come out and talk, it will be a serious problem. Now that he has spoken, people have started insulting and castigating him. Nigeria Nawa for now. What else stops you from making Nigerians proud while you hold such office? For more than how many years? I ask again, isn't same training you guys undergo? So what stops you from making Nigerians proud in your own time in office? That now you are telling Nigerians is in the verge, or it was on the verge of making Nigerians proud before the unfortunate incident that took his life. If you want to idolize the late Chief of Army Staff, you are within your right to do so. Not telling Nigerians these cock and bull stories. May their gentle soul rest in peace, because death itself is a respecter of no one. Because as humans, we aren't immune to death. We are not at all. When it comes, it comes. No one and nothing will change that. At this point, we can only pray for their gentle souls to rest in peace, and the families and friends they left behind, and have the fortitude to bear this irreplaceable peace or loss of their loved ones. Allah is watching whatever we are doing or saying, and every soul will be accountable for his deed in the day of judgment for those who believe it exists. Who asks for your opinion after you have failed us woefully? Now you are talking about who has gone to rest. Anyway, may their souls rest in peace. It seems those that are willing to change things are being haunted. Flight officer Tolulope Arotile was also on the verge of making Nigeria before she was killed, while those who have been disappointing Nigeria by wreaking havoc for decades managed to stay alive for a while. I really don't even know why it is difficult to appreciate one's effort when he's alive. We all wait for him to be buried before we pour out accolades. We need serious reorientation. May Allah forgive the Chief of Army Staff and the rest of the crew. May we experience peace in Nigeria again.